Let me go just a quick example on that, though. Quick example. Let's just talk Generation X for a second. Generation X, I have a son, Gen X, who's turned 44 years old. Goodness, Tanner in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But a Gen X, I say jokingly that Generation X right now, because they used to be little youngsters, remember? They're running the world right now. They're, for the most part, in their 40s and 50s. When I say they're running the world, and for the most part, some of the major positions in business and everything else, they're running the home fronts. Barack Obama was our first Gen X president. So new era. And Gen X, but it's very, very interesting. I love working with Gen X. I'm even dialing it into saying there's a difference between Gen X males and Gen X females. Maybe that's for a future article or radio show down the road. But Gen X, they're an amazing generation in that I call them the cynical generation. They're in their 40s and the 50s, and they have witnessed the implosion of sacred institutions, whether it's banks, major corporations, blue chip corporations, just the media. They watch the implosion of really their world as they knew it with older folks, because they were raised by their boomer parents or grandparents, senior grandparents. And I find them, as I say, the cynical generation. They were not raised from birth with technology. That's what's kind of cool. Most Gen Xers were not introduced to technology, if you remember, going back till they were probably anywhere from 8 years old to maybe early teens, and they immersed themselves in technology, and for the most part, they're completely versed and fluent, muscle memory on technology. However, they weren't raised with it. So what I do say is, as far as Gen X goes, I see them having a responsibility. And I had a long chat with Sheriff Lamb about this, Sheriff Mark Lamb. His theory at the time was that Gen X dropped the ball a little bit. Gen X dropped the ball in passing on the culture, as I say, 1950s handshake world, the culture of our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, onto the younger generations, including millennials and Zs. There was a disconnect there. As I say, that was a first for me, hearing Sheriff Lamb saying that Gen X could have done a better job communicating to the younger generations. That said, what do we all do right now is to be aware that the different age groups are going to be really impacting our world. Again, millennials and Gen Z are going to be the leaders real soon in politics. So it's good to pay attention to it. It's good to get research and knowledge about it. There's lots of stuff out there in the generations, but I always do like to bring that up because and there's so much to talk about there.